Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I've got an Evergo GE Vent Hugger, 52-inch hugger in white. And this is, you may recognize this type of hugger, this design. I have one pretty much identical to this already, but this is a slightly different model. This one has a cast motor. The other one that I have has a stamped motor. And so it's slightly older, I do believe. Actually, yeah, it has to be. But yeah, this one is one that I got in a set of 3, so I have 2 more of them. And there's one other one that also has a cast motor. It's the exact same version as this. And then the other one is a stamped motor one, just like the other one that I already had. Now, this one and the other cast motor one use a larger mounting bracket for some reason, which I did not realize that they changed the mounting bracket, which is very interesting. I can actually show you right here, because I have this one's mounting bracket, which is very large and circular, and it has the bolts spaced evenly apart. And the stamped mounting bracket, or the stamp motor one's mounting bracket, which is kind of more in line with a modern hugger, and you'll see that the bolts are spaced unevenly. These two are on this side, and then this one is alone over here on that side, so it's a bit different. I can also tell that this one is clearly a lot thicker gauge of stamped sheet metal than this one, so they definitely did some cheapening. Very interesting. The other thing is this one's capacitor was absolutely toasted when I got it, or when I first tried to run it. It only worked in reverse, and it didn't spin very fast on high. It was basically like a medium-lowish speed on high, and it was very, very noisy. Now, when I got all of these from the seller, they said that they all hum, but I think they said this one hummed she said this one hums the most, and the other cast iron motor one hums the least. So we'll see about that one. I did check the other one's capacitor and it looks fine, so I don't know, I'll have to test it to see what it looks like, but I will show you this one's capacitor. I posted it in the Facebook group, but it's absolutely insane. It like exploded. There you go. Phone finally focused. It's a Rubicon brand capacitor, 2 microfarad, and I believe it was 5.5 microfarad dual value capacitor that just catastrophically failed, and the phone keeps going out of focus for some reason. I apologize for that, but yeah, it like bubbled, and you can see like the tar all melted on the inside there. The silica, whatever, the epoxy stuff that they potted it in. Interesting. Now that is not the first failure of an Evergo capacitor that I've ever seen. If you'll remember last year, when I found that concave escalloped housing hugger at my favorite salvage store, that one also had a failed capacitor, but that one wasn't quite as bad. It just had a big bubble in the side of it. I can't find that capacitor. I know I kept it. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere around here. But yeah, that was quite an interesting specimen as well. So these Evergo, and specifically this type of motor, because it's that concave housing has the same exact type of motor, it's just orange, not white. They just, I guess, are really prone to capacitor failure. I don't know about the other one, and I haven't even checked the stamp motor one, but that one's a bit different. Yeah, other than the mounting bracket, the only other difference that I can see between the stamped one and the cast one is the nose cap. On this one, it mounts like a Casablanca with 2 screws on the bottom face, like a Casablanca in Alaska, a few other brands, and then on the stamped motor one, it mounts with 2 screws on the side, just like on the kind of like a modern fan. Anyway, The mounting or the model number, I didn't check this one. I'm assuming it's the exact same as the other one. Is 4E-6EALW, and it says P3S. I don't know if that's part of the model number, but I'm guessing it is. Yeah, Evergo tended to have quite long, drawn-out model numbers. Yeah. Oh, and I just realized I, again, forgot to turn the light kit on. This is the globe that this one came with. My pull chain just died. There we go. The pull chain is sticky. I'll also have to shoot some WD-40 or something in there. Yeah, light kit. They all came with single fitters. This cast motor one has a... Actually, the other two have antique brass fitters, and this one has a polished brass fitter. Interesting. Is that polished? That's polished. Yep, that one has the polished brass fitter. Yeah, and this is the globe that was in the box with this one. Just a plain globe. And then I have another plain globe, I think. Actually, I think one of them didn't come with a globe. And then I have a floral globe that the other cast iron motor one came with. So, very interesting. And now, I think with that being said, I've done enough talking for now. So let's go ahead and turn off the light kit. And start the fan up on high. I'm looking at the model numbers of this cast motor and this stamped motor, and they are both the exact same. 4E-6ALW, 6EALW-P35, or P3S. I cannot read today, apparently. This tag is a little dirty, doesn't help. Yeah, same model number, so that's interesting. And this motor, the stamp motor, has a hole so you can mount it on the older style mounting bracket. That's interesting. But anyway, back to this one. I did not have exact capacitor values to replace the original one, so I don't think it's going as fast as it could, or it originally would have. But it is moving the air. It's a decent performer, and it's a lot more quiet than it was with that failed capacitor. So, a little bit of bearing noise, a little bit of grinding, but yeah, pretty good performance from this one. And these aren't known to be super terrific performers anyways, at least the stamped ones I know. My other one isn't very good, but this one and that other, the concave housing one, they're pretty good. Okay. Medium. And then I also have to mention the pull chain extensions aren't original. None of them came with any pull chain extensions. Actually, wait, that's a lie. The other cast motor one came with a fan extension, and so did, yeah, the other two did. This one didn't for some reason. So I need to start looking at my fans before I say things. Anyways, medium speed, pretty average. I can still hear some bearing noise, but it's still moving the air pretty good. And low. Obviously there's still a little bit of motor hum, but it's nothing compared to what it was doing before. And it was like I said, it wouldn't work in forward at all, but if you flipped the reverse switch to the forward position, it would spin like even slower in reverse than it like was supposed to in regular reverse, and yeah, it just did not work very well with that exploded capacitor, but it's working very well here. And this low speed is, I'd say, a bit fast for my taste, but that's actually pretty normal for a, pretty average for a 52-inch hugger fan of this time, of this size, and this type. I like it. It's not the quietest thing in the world, but I certainly could sleep with this thing running. Alright, back to high. I'm assuming this one's going to have kind of not great bearings, considering the noise. Off. Alright, not the best, but not the worst either. Probably leave it running a little bit. Maybe, if I even leave it up for long enough. Whoops. Alright, flip it to reverse. Start it up on low. I have tested it in reverse for a change this time, and it does go slower, so I don't know if that has anything to do with the capacitors that I replaced the original one with or what, but I don't know. It's about as fast as it gets up to on low. Medium. Definitely a bit slower. And high. This is still faster than it was going before, but definitely slower than forward. I think it was going about the speed of medium before with the old capacitor. So yeah. Alright. Show you the fan up close real quick. So these are kind of generic, but they've got characteristics that set them apart. Of course, the GE vents, probably the most obvious one. But then the nose is kind of more chunky. Like I said, this one's got the Casablanca style screws with them on the bottom face. Got your green sticker that Evergo's always had that tells you to start the fan on high, I think, something like that. And then the other sticker under the reverse switch right here. Could have just gone that way. Tells you to start turn the fan off before reversing. And then the light kit chain. Cast iron motor. And then the cane that has the flat end. That is another Evergo trademark. The flat-ended cane. And then up here is the mounting bracket. You can see this one's got the older style. And you can see the motor in there. Now this one is dated. They're all dated. This one's got the date code on top of the nose. Or date sticker, whatever you want to call it. And this one is from March of 1985. You can see it right there. It says Evergo Industrial, or yeah, something like that. If I could get it to focus. Evergo Industrial Enterprise. There you go. You can kind of see it. But it's March of 1986. And the other cast iron motor one has the date on top of the motor, which is interesting. I've never seen that before. Has that sticker. But that one is from April of 86. So, yeah. And then the, or 85. And then the stamp motor is from 86. So, yeah, I'll get to videoing the other two eventually at some point, but I just wanted to get this one out there because I really like these huggers. Yeah, so that is going to be about it for this one. That's the Evergo 52-inch GE Vent Hugger. The first one out of 3. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.